The Spitfire casts a long shadow, but what if the real story of air supremacy lies with Allied aircraft you've never heard of? This isn't about the famous names. It's about the powerful piston fighters that in the shadows were engineering marvels and combat giants. We're unearthing the true heroes whose contributions were as significant as any legend. Let's start with a British beast that often gets overlooked, the Hawker Tempest. When the V-1 flying bombs, those terrifying buzz bombs, began raining down on London, the Spitfire struggled to catch them. But the Tempest? It was born for this. Powered by the monstrous Napier Sabre engine, it was one of the fastest piston-engine fighters of the war, easily capable of diving down and destroying the V-1s. But it wasn't just a V-1 hunter. On the continent, its speed and heavy armament made it a fearsome ground attack aircraft, and a deadly opponent to Germany's advanced fighters, including the Me-262. While the Spitfire defended the skies over Britain, the Tempest took the fight to the enemy's doorstep, proving that speed and power were a devastating combination. Now let's cross the Atlantic to the Soviet Union and meet the Lavokin LA-7. While the West often focuses on the Yak series, the LA-7 was arguably the pinnacle of Soviet piston fighter design. It was lightweight, incredibly agile, and packed a serious punch with its cannons. Soviet ace Ivan Kozhedub, the highest-scoring Allied pilot of the war, scored many of his 62 victories flying Lavokin fighters, including the LA-7, in the brutal dogfights of the Eastern Front, where battles were often fought at low altitudes. The maneuverability and powerful engine of the LA-7 gave it a distinct edge. It was a simple, rugged, and lethally effective machine built for one purpose: to dominate the air. Its story is a testament to Soviet engineering ingenuity under the immense pressures of war. Heading back to the United Kingdom, we encounter another often forgotten powerhouse, the Martin Baker MB-5. This one is a bit of a tragic hero, a what-could-have-been story. Developed late in the war, the MB-5 was arguably the finest piston-engine fighter ever built. Test pilots, including the famous Janusz Górkowski, raved about its performance, its handling, and pilot-friendly cockpit. It was incredibly fast, climbing like a rocket and armed to the teeth. Its contra-rotating propellers eliminated engine torque, making it remarkably stable and easy to fly. So why didn't it see combat? By the time it was perfected, the war was ending, and the jet age was dawning. The RAF chose to focus on jets like the Gloucester Meteor. The sole MB-5 prototype was eventually scrapped, but its design legacy lived on in Martin Baker's other great contribution to aviation safety: the modern ejection seat. Finally, let's fly over the Pacific with the Grumman F-8F Bearcat. Designed to be a lightweight, high-performance interceptor for the U.S. Navy, the Bearcat was a pure hot rod. It took the powerful engine from the larger Hellcat and put it in a smaller, lighter airframe. The result was a fighter with an absolutely phenomenal rate of climb. It could outclimb nearly anything with a propeller, including the Japanese fighters it was designed to counter. Like the MB-5, the Bearcat arrived just a little too late for extensive combat in World War II. Although it did prove its worth in the French Indochina War, it represented the ultimate evolution of the piston-engine carrier fighter. A powerful, agile brawler that pushed the limits of propeller-driven performance just as the jet era began. While the Spitfires and Mustangs rightfully hold their place in history, the skies of World War II were filled with other incredible machines. The Tempest, the LA-7, the MB-5, and the Bearcat were all engineering masterpieces that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. They were the unsung heroes, the powerful contenders that played crucial roles, even if their stories are less often told. They remind us that history is always deeper and more complex than the headlines suggest. What are some of your favorite underrated aircraft from this era? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe for more hidden histories of aviation. See you next time.